communication on top is improving from time to time. So I really mean it. I think we have excellent speakers, excellent panels. We are able to discuss our profession interactively, which means that we can, we pose the questions, the panelists or the speakers respond immediately. So it's a very good way of actually makes us think. In terms of the questions or the ideas, of course, we went through all major areas that are changing in our profession. Paul Holmes' lecture was great. He summed up the role or the functions that are needed for the next year's PR practitioners. The profession is changing in the future. Mr. Leandro Herrero challenged us, and that's good because he put a strong emphasis on behavior, how behavior influences people and customers. And we cannot argue that he is probably right. The question how we communication professionals adapt to that, how we can use the outputs of his research and study and findings in our profession. My panel was global communications versus local trust, which is very close to me, and also the speakers of my panel or our panel were great, including the audience who asked questions. So for me this was important. I think we cannot solve this problem in one day, of course. Everybody is aware that global companies should listen to local markets more and more, because we are in a digital age. We are in an internet age. So any customer from any market has an opinion about your brand, and you should be aware of that. And I think the more we listen to local markets, local customers, the better global companies we are. Many of the issues we speak about here in Davos, of course we cannot discuss in all details because they are so global issues. Probably what I was very much excited about is that not even only one, but more of the lecturers were always looking at some of the major, I would say, developments of our profession, namely that what we would need is very complex communication practitioners with a lot of knowledge, with handling data easily, handling research data easily, but at the same time being able to listen to others, have an empathy, have an opportunity to express their opinion easily. So we would need knowledge and love, because you should love your customers. You should know everything about them, but you should love your customers. And the same was also mentioned later on in terms of science and art, so that we need more and more information. We need the big data to how to use it effectively, to understand the world around us and understand our customers on one side. But we also have to feel an empathy for our customers, to understand what they really want and actually to approach them in the way they like. So probably this is something which will make me think even in the next days after the conference. How can we balance between these important, qualities? Knowledge is definitely a must, and a very broad knowledge of the external world outside your company and a broad knowledge of the internal world inside your company, because all your employees are also your brand makers. So this is number one, knowledge essential. By knowledge I mean, of course, a big understanding of your company industry. You have to. So number one, your company industry, you have to understand psychology a bit, because you have to, after all, you deal with people. You have to have a knowledge of it was mentioned on the conference, you have to have a full understanding of the world around us. A PR professional cannot be a narrow-minded. He should understand political developments, business developments, economic developments in the world is a must for a PR professional. Because after all, you make your advice to your company or to your clients on the basis of what you know about the world, because that also influences your customers. We have the knowledge, but if we are not able to pass it in a way that people are happy around us, if we are not listening to people and then answering to them, if we are not listening to customer and then offering to the customer something, then I think we miss something. So we should be a lovable company. I mean, it was also mentioned in the conference that there are companies who would like love letters written to them. Yeah. And I think that was an important sentence, that was an important statement. These two are the most important, because knowledge, love means empathy. And then you can put all the other qualities a PR expert or a communication needs under these two umbrellas.